Greetings and salutations, my friends. My name is Casey J. Hutchins. I'm a writer by trade and a gamer unpaid. That was smooth, can't you tell? That was completely smooth. I didn't screw that up at all. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the Racconto. The Racconto is a type of stone dragon whose primary passion and joy is history. So as they mature and become of age, they pick a specific part of history of Magi Totem that they want to focus on. Either it can be a people, it can be a land, it can be a war. They pick something specifically towards whatever they passionate for. Anything they record or find, they actually etch into their stone skin, and it acts as a kind of a tattoo for them all over their body. As they get older and older and have more space, the more they can record on themselves. That doesn't mean they're limited by whatever they put on themselves. They do have the knowledge otherwise, but they'll put, if we think about, let's think about something famous in history. Let's keep on theme of stone when Napoleon found the Rosetta Stone. That would be considered an important event for them. They would put like a tattoo, probably a stone with writing on it. So something along those lines where when you see the image, you go, I remember this whole part in history and this person, and that's along the lines of what it is, rather than writing every little thing. We're talking about just major events on them. They are led by a dean, is the name of the leader of their people, and they are found on the top of Mount Storia. And on the top of Mount Storia is the Pietrateca, which is a huge library that where they also record the written history of Magi Totem in its, why am I spacing on a word? That's really funny. Writer spacing on a word. Where they store it's miles and miles of just information. And at the very top of this tower is where their dean sits, and he or she overlooks all of the citizens of Mount Storia. And it goes that it's their road goes from Pietrateca down the mountain and swirls around. And if you look along it, there'll be caves where inside they'll carve further in their own homes of history as they think about it. Sometimes it's more artistic in that matter when they go to do that, more than them trying to remember something specifically. So there'd be these beautifully decorated caves, and you can watch it go above the ceiling, and they tell their kids about certain stories, and it's a very sight to see. And at the bottom of this swirled road that goes all the way down the mountain to the connecting plain of oh my gosh, Niacolo, you'll find that it's connected to the land of Petrum, which is in simpler terms, I'll go into it later, is basically a land of gray stone with a forest valley in the middle of it, which has multiple other entities within it, which again, I'll go over in another video. Racconto have the ability to spew tiny rocks out of their mouths. They have protrusions on their back, which allow them to spew lava as a defensive mechanism when something gets too close. They're incredibly durable and strong, to the fact where their stone skin might be even somewhat stronger than regular stone. It's pretty close, but sometimes, depending on what each one's made of, some might be stronger than others. Like, let's take, for example, you could have something made of simple gray stone that you find on the ground that you pick up. Well, something might be made of gneiss like stone, like cloister rock. That is much harder to break than a regular, or granite, another one that's a little easier to break. And they have a limited ability to fly, not too great. They can glide for short distances, but not high flyers at all. And most of them have the same kind of boulder-like shape to them. They're not quite as streamline. It's not uncommon to quite see one maybe at times, but usually they'd be on the younger side of that point, um, because they haven't quite developed their skin as they're growing up and gaining more and more places to sculpt on themselves. And yeah, that's the Racconto for you. That's one of the several breeds of dragons within the world of Magi Totem. I'll go over more and more as we go on and on and on. If you like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and buy the book if you find this stuff interesting. You'll hear more and more creatures as I go. Some of them are my own, like this one, where I borrowed the idea of a dragon and reinvented it in a new sort of way. Or at least I think I reinvented it in a new sort of way. That's up to you to decide, really. So if you like this, like I said, like, subscribe, look at the book, maybe purchase the book, maybe, but I'm not going to force you there. So I'll leave you see you the next time or the time after that or never. All right, bye bye.